Do you know just how well Xianxia treated Juna? She was even willing to put herself in danger just to protect her. Picking up from where we left off, beneath a massive ravine, endless black water and golden flame dragons intertwined, corroding and evaporating one another. The golden flame dragons coiled around a nearly submerged black tower as if guarding it. Unlike a day ago, a massive spiritual array had now appeared above the tower, blocking the surging black water at the edge of the ravine. What an annoying array! A deep voice echoed from the sky. The speaker was a man carrying a black sword sheath on his back. He was a mid-heaven emperor of the extraterrestrial evil race, known within his clan as the Sword King. His strength and status were comparable to an upper heaven supreme in the great thousand world. Beside him stood three more figures, all of them Heaven Emperor-level experts. However, while the Sword King was a mid-heaven emperor, the other three were lower heaven emperors. A day ago, after a long and careful plan, the three lower heaven emperors had finally trapped Xianxia, who had escaped alone from the Buddha clan. After a fierce battle, Xianxia was unable to withstand their combined assault. In the end, she could only rely on the powerful defense of the Buddha Divine Tower and a super-grade spiritual array to hold on. However, this assassination order came directly from their ancestor. Thus, to eliminate Xianxia quickly, the three heaven emperors abandoned their pride and requested reinforcement. The Sword King was the one who responded. Inside the Black Tower, two graceful figures stood. One wore a red outer robe with a white dress, the other a pale yellow gown. Shun-er, when the array activates, it will send you billions of Li away. You must quickly find a way back to the relic continent. Only there can you be protected, the woman in red said. The girl in pale yellow was Gu Shun-er. Jinga, weren't we supposed to wait for brother Xiao Yan and the others? I already sent word to the relic continent, Juna asked in surprise. Originally, they had planned to stay and wait for reinforcements. The woman in red was none other than Xianxia, the Millennium Divine Maiden of the Buddha clan. No, the situation has changed. Xianxia shook her head. There are no longer just three heaven emperors outside. There are 5 now. 2 more have arrived. One is already at the heaven emperor level. And the other, even I cannot sense his strength. He is likely a saint emperor. My remaining power can only send one person away. Their target is me. If you leave, they won't chase you. What? Juna trembled. She knew what a saint emperor meant. That level of existence was nearly equivalent to a perfect heaven supreme in the great thousand world. Just as Xianxia prepared to send Juna away, a terrifying shockwave erupted from outside the tower. Xianxia's body trembled. She spat out blood. Damn it! How was the Great Zhou Heavenly Defense Array broken? Impossible. That was her strongest defensive array, one that used heaven and earth as its foundation. Suddenly, a deafening explosion sounded from afar. Juna, run, they're here. But before she could finish, a figure descended from the sky. A young man in white robes appeared before them. Who are you? Xianxia shielded Juna behind her. The man smiled faintly. Among the extraterrestrial evil race, they call me Baixie, Saint Emperor Baixie. Xianxia's expression turned grave. She immediately formed seals, yet Baixie did not stop her. As her seals changed, the surrounding world receded. In just a few breaths, the massive Buddha Divine Tower vanished. The black water surged upward, flooding everything. Where it passed, even space itself was corroded. Xianxia grabbed Shuna and fled upward. But when they emerged, their pupils shrank. What is this place? Before them was no longer mountains and rivers, but an endless ocean of corrupted black water. Everything, space spiritual energy, had been completely devoured by evil energy. Figures appeared around them. Not only the 3 heaven emperors and the Sword King, but another mid-heaven emperor of equal strength. Clearly, to kill Xianxia, the enemy had mobilized overwhelming force. They had even transformed tens of millions of Li into their domain. How do you like this scene? Bai Si said calmly. You filthy creatures. You think altering the world makes this your territory? Qing Yanjing snorted coldly. A terrifying aura erupted from her. She then turned to Juna. I'm sorry, I dragged you into this. This battle will be too dangerous. Hide inside the Buddha Tower. Juna shook her head. If you fight, I won't hide. But the moment she finished speaking, a powerful force pulled her into the tower's internal space. Qing Yanjing raised her hand. Countless spiritual seals shot out. In the sky, they formed 100,000 Jiang golden spiritual array. In a single breath, it became a massive golden prison, trapping all 5 Saint Emperors Bai Ji and herself. Then, the array rapidly shrank. But cracks suddenly spread across it, and in the next instant, the entire array shattered. Is this the end? Qing Yanjing's vision blurred. Her accumulated injuries erupted. She murmured weakly, Juna, I'm sorry. How boring. So this is the so-called Divine Maiden. Bai Xie said coldly, destroy her body, bring her heavenly soul back. Yes, a heaven emperor rushed downward. But suddenly, a terrifying tremor swept across the Black Sea. Space before him shattered, and from within, a figure stepped out. Before the heaven emperor could react, a grey cold flash shot out from a stone axe. In an instant, his body was completely annihilated, leaving only a terrified head. Below, within the black water, Qing Yanjing felt movement. Instead of sinking, she was caught by a pair of arms. She struggled to open her eyes. Before her stood a man in black robes. She didn't know who he was, but she heard his voice, low and cold. Where is Zun Er? After 8 years apart, when Xiao Yan finally met Shun Er again, do you know how the two of them reacted? Let's continue. Where is Shun Er? As Qing Yanjing heard this calm voice, her nearly unconscious mind suddenly became clear. But this clarity did not come from herself. It came from another force. A green flame surged from all directions, enveloping her completely. At that moment, Qing Yanjing felt the power within her rapidly recovering. Within just a few breaths, her consciousness fully returned. You must be the Xiao Yan Shun her often talks about. Yes, I am her husband. I don't know who you are, but thank you for taking care of her all these years. Xiao Yan replied calmly. Qing Yanjing nodded slightly. Then she raised her hand. A delicate black divine tower appeared. With a thought, Juna's figure flew out from the Buddha divine tower. Jinga, are you all right? As soon as she was released, Shun Er rushed to Qing Yanjing's side anxiously. Don't worry about me first. Look who's here. Who? Shuna froze slightly, then slowly turned around. A familiar figure in black robes entered her sight. Sogon. Gege? Like witnessing a miracle, Shana stood frozen in place. Her lips trembled. Tears welled up in her eyes. The next moment, she threw herself into Xiao Yan's arms. I couldn't find you all these years. I'm sorry. Xiao Yan held her tightly and spoke softly, then embraced her even tighter. This was an embrace. After 8 long years, at that very moment, a terrifying and sharp sword aura suddenly descended from the sky. A black sword beam shot toward Xiao Yan. Yet, Xiao Yan did not move at all. He simply continued to hold Shun Er. At this moment, even if the heavens collapsed, he wouldn't care. Don't attack my friend so casually. Just as the sword beam was about to strike, a deep voice echoed across heaven and earth. Tapang appeared, holding a grey stone axe in his right hand and a black head in his left. A terrifying aura surged from his body. He swung the axe and collided directly with the black sword beam. The two terrifying forces shattered instantly upon impact. In the sky, the Sword King saw his attack blocked and immediately turned toward Tapang. What angered him was the look of disdain in Tapang's eyes. You're just a lower heaven supreme, and you dare look at me like that. You blocked one of my strikes and you're already so arrogant. At the same time, Tapang looked down at the black head in his hand. It belonged to a heaven emperor whose body had been shattered by his axe. The head struggled violently. Damn it, why can't my body regenerate? Give up. The heavenly axe is specifically made to deal with beings like you. If you're injured by it, recovery is basically impossible. Ta Hang replied calmly. A black and white flame rose in his hand, completely enveloping the head. You bastard! A furious roar erupted. A destructive fluctuation spread instantly. The Heaven Emperor was about to self-detonate, but Tarpang only smiled. He gripped the head and threw it millions of feet away. That guy, he actually caused our clan to lose a Heaven Emperor. Another Heaven Emperor roared from the sky. Bai Shi also spoke. Reinforcements. This is unexpected. The evil ancestors' information didn't mention these people, but just 2 lower Heaven Supremes. Do you really think you can stop us? Before he even finished speaking, the sky tens of millions of miles away suddenly collapsed. 2 massive spatial rifts tore open. Light from the outside poured into this dark world. Within one rift, a massive purple-gold true dragon emerged. Within the other, endless Taishu sacred flame surged out, burning through the darkness. So this is the kind of environment that breeds such disgusting creatures. The voice of the purple-gold dragon echoed. Its giant claws tore apart the dark sky. Meanwhile, the Taishu sacred flame burned the black heavens into ashes. Together, they ripped open the dark firmament, revealing a vast blue region, millions of miles wide. Sunlight poured in. Spiritual energy flooded the world, sweeping toward the black ocean, trying to expel the invaders. After tearing open the sky, even without further effort, the darkness would gradually dissipate. Long Yuan and Taishu, sacred flame, descended from the sky, transforming into human forms beside Xiao Yan, but their gazes remained fixed upward. As expected, the extraterrestrial evil race's Long Yuan said gravely he hadn't expected the pursuers to be from them, and worse, there were more Heaven Emperors than expected. Taishu's sacred flame added, "The situation is not in our favor." Among the 5 in the sky, the weakest 2 were already comparable to lower Heaven Supremes. Above them were 2 mid-Heaven Emperors, comparable to upper Heaven Supremes. But the most terrifying was the white-robed youth. Even Taishu's sacred flame couldn't see through his strength. "If you know it's unfavorable, why don't you leave?" Bai Shi sneered coldly. He could not tolerate his plans being disrupted. A terrifying aura surged from his body, almost surpassing heaven and earth itself. Everyone's expressions turned serious. They finally realized the biggest threat. Bai Shi's aura far exceeded that of ordinary mid-heaven emperors or upper heaven supremes. It was close to a great perfection Heaven Supreme, almost surpassing everyone present combined. What is this? Just as Bai Shi was about to crush Xiao Yan and the others, a sudden voice echoed across the world. Another force, equally powerful, descended. Bai Shi's expression changed to shock, because in front of Xiao Yan, the space twisted, and 2 figures appeared. When the distortion stabilized, 2 people stood there. One was a farmer carrying a hoe and wearing a straw hat. The other, a middle-aged man in a dark golden robe, his fingers covered in luxurious rings. The farmer glanced at the ruined land, then looked at Bai Shi in the sky, and roared angrily, "You've polluted this land like this. How am I supposed to farm now?"